It's about empowerment, education, and entertainment. Fantastic Radio UK, the home of possibilities.
Oh, Toddy, what shall we do? Sins and John.
What shall we do?
Very, 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 very good morning to you. I am fantastically excited. Simone, uncle on the radio. Good morning to you, Simone.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm beautiful. I am very, very well. I'm in good spirit this morning.
Great. Yeah, I see that. Full of beans. You're
Sorry?
You're full of beans.
I tried
so what you're taking.
I'm very well this morning. I'm looking forward towards our conversation today. Our conversation today. I'm really looking forward towards that. Our guest today is going to be sharing some nuggets and everything to do with Forex, and I'm really looking forward to it. How has been your week?
It's flown by. It's strange. I can't believe it's Friday already. Yeah, I think the saying is very true. Where it says time flies when you're having fun. I've been having fun. And yeah, we're at Friday already. I thought we just felt like Monday. So yeah, we're here again at the start of the weekend.
My week has been full of activities. And as I said, I've gone back to running. Just gone back to running. When running when running yesterday. This morning I went for a quick run, came back, got showered and got prepared for this morning. And the week being to see the GP, being around to also to town to buy bits and pieces, getting myself ready for the week. And read few things, been checking on the news, and being curious and spending around finding out what's new, what's different. And it's been a marvelous week for me, and I'm looking forward next week, and all the other possibility days that come. So I'm really excited. I wanted to check with you.
Right.
Oh,
I always have to pause it when you do things like that, because I don't know if you're gonna, throw me in the deep end. What's happening?
Wanted to check with you. What are you thinking of everything to do with children who are struggling in school? A lot of kids are struggling in school. I was reading the news, going back to school, and a lot of children gone in and got a lot of things on their mind. Do you think the COVID has played any part in that? And what would you suggest children would have to look at, or parents would have to sort of look at, or individuals who have gone back to school? It could be university students, or it could be primary school students, what they would have to look at. Because I was reading the news and I realized they said a lot of children who've returned back are really struggling to adjust themselves to the whole classroom and covering of face and getting things together. And it's new. I mean, it's very new. What's your 2 cents of it? What do you think parents would have to do? What do you think?
I don't have a true sense of it because I'm not experiencing it, but I have spoken to a lot of parents, and for different age groups as well.
Yeah.
So when I've spoken to co-workers at stages, they were finding it difficult to keep children occupied, giving them playtime and also balance of study time, because of course attention spans, they think they're at home and they think, okay, I can relax kind of thing, depending on the age group. So there's, say, I don't know, between or below the age of 8, etc., and that age group, you know, it's just they found it very difficult to keep them occupied, but also keep them engaged in learning. As for university students, I you know, I have nieces roughly around early teens, and you know, that's a formative time as well, you know, and I find it, you know, sometimes communication shuts down anyway because it's just growing pains. It's part of how they communicate at stages, which is very much very minimal, but it's very hard sometimes to read them. It's very hard to read them sometimes. You think, okay, is it just a normal teenage phase, or if it's more than this? And I think sometimes it is more than this, you know. Sometimes it is I mean, they're able to communicate back, you know, if challenged, to sort of say, you know, how you're really feeling. But I think it's taken its toll on children. And I say children, you know, I'm talking about older categories, age group categories, as well as the primary level. Because the whole adjustment of you know, some of them would have been exposed to news, what's on the TV and what's on the box, and it's frightening. It's frightening for some adults, you know, to try and digest this information. So I think it's taken its toll, really, on sort of most people's well-being. But especially for children, I think those that are, unfortunately have been at the level where they're about to do their final year exams and maybe enter into the workplace, all of that's kind of suspended, really, with their choices and their opportunities after this, because some of them have had to take exams at home. I know my nephews in Luton had to take one of them had to take his exam at home. There's lots of adjustments and for parents alike, as well as the children involved. So it's been I think it's taken its toll on some of them. Right. Sadly.
There's something you said that really kicked in for me. My one is 13, and my one is 13, and you know, he's in boarding school, and he comes home, and I realize something you said. He doesn't talk much, you know. Obviously, you know, I can talk and speak for England, and I probably.
I'm not disputing that. Carry on. Go on.
Right. Okay.
We agree.
So, I can talk for England. So he comes back from home, and I'm talking, and he's looking at me. And I can just tell what my young man is thinking. This man can talk. And I've noticed that young people grow and develop and mature differently. And when you said about your young people not saying much, and you know, they're going quiet, you know, it's not because they don't want to talk. It's just they are growing. It's how they are growing. And I picked up, because when my young man come back from school and I'm talking to him, it was very short answers. And how are you? Yeah, I'm all right. And is everything all right? Yeah, I'm all right. You got food? You got food for me? And I'm thinking, yeah, but I'm talking to you, just trying to check out how you're doing. And you ask me, you got food for you. It is like the vibe I got is, can you just stop talking, or just shorten what you ever want to say, and just let's get on with it.
It's almost like that, yeah.
Yeah, let's just get on with it. You're talking too much. Listen, 7 minutes past 7. I am Bonti Amwako. I have Simone and Kojo on your radio. In the next few minutes, our special guest will be coming through, Dr. Aderemi Banjoko, who will be sharing with us on Forex, trading on Forex, and everything to do with Forex. He'll be coming through, having a chat with us. And at some point, Dr. Banjoko will also talk to us about some of the projects he's doing in Rwanda. Beautiful farms that he's doing with a team in Rwanda. We would love to know much about it. Simone has read quite a bit about Dr. Banjoko. Simone, I can tell, is very impressed with what he's doing with the women there and supporting charities across Rwanda. Dr. Banjoko, you have a fan here. You have a fan in here, and we are really, really, really. Oh, you have some fans in here that would love to
speak for yourself. You know, I'm here too.
Okay. You are here too. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I'm here too. What is this? What is this about? You know, me. We. All right.
There's no I in team. Come on.
I hear you. I'm learning all the time, Simone. Yeah. I'm learning all the time. There is no I in the team. 9 minutes past 7. Welcome to Fantastic Mornings with Simone and Kojo, Bonti Amwako. We're going for a music. Soon as we come back, have a conversation, speak to Dr. Banjoko, everything to do with Forex. Let's go, Mr. Hamidi, on the other side of the radio. Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Simone and Kojo. On Fantastic Mornings, 7 to 8 a.m. Join the conversation at onair@fantasticradio.co.uk.
Really don't know what more I could ask for when you're always on my mind. Can I make it through the worst that would have you by my side? Still I ponder on what it would cost.
Right.
Ah, Mr. Pilkington, and how are we today?
Yeah, I'm all right, Doctor. Yeah, I've just come for my checkup.
Okay, then pop your pants off.
What?
Just pop your pants off.
Oh,
And,
I forgot to take my pants off.
well, because I have to pop my finger up your
What?
to check your prostate gland.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I am worried about it because prostate cancer kills 10,000 men every year in Britain.
You can check that out if I get any symptoms.
Well, there aren't always symptoms, and symptoms do vary from man to man. So the best way to check it out is I just pop my finger up there
I'm really not
and have a
happy with this.
feel.
Just
Don't worry about it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
I don't know why he was worried. You probably saved his life there.
Does he have to be here?
He's just a mate. Don't worry about him. He's just watching me at work.
For more information, visit the Prostate Cancer Charity website. Real men know all about it.
This is a message from the government and the NHS about how to protect yourself and others from coronavirus. Wash your hands more often than usual, for 20 seconds each time. Use soap and water or a hand sanitizer when you get home or arrive at work, when you blow your nose, sneeze or cough, and when you eat or handle food. For more information, go to nhs.uk/coronavirus. Protect yourself and others.
Very welcome. Very, very welcome. 12 minutes past 7. Welcome to the Fantastic Mornings. My name is Kojo Bonti Amwako. And as usual, with my special co-host, Miss Simone and Kojo, who reminded me, listen, there's no I in a team. So we are so excited to have you listening on the radio, wherever you are listening on Apple Smart Radio, Apple Smart Radio. You are listening on Amazon's skills. For those of you who are listening on YouTube, you are very welcome. For those of you who have just logged in to listen to us on Instagram, on Facebook, right? You are very welcome. And also on Periscope on Twitter, you are very welcome. At some point, I'll be sharing with you something new, which is going to be bubbling up very, very soon. The email come through just yesterday, and I haven't mentioned nothing to the team. Now I have to mention to the team. I tell you, because hey, I know.
What did I just tell you? You're not learning anything. I said,
I know this thing is becoming a
so
thing.
You kept that to yourself. You're going to be told off now. No, this is not.
All right, then. Listen, I'll be forgiven. I know Simone will forgive me. Sina will forgive me. But at some point, I'll share with them. And after that, I'll come back and break the news to you. I want to also chip in this and also say Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak to our Muslim listeners across the world, across the United Kingdom. Yesterday was the end of the fast.
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday was the end of the fast.
It's a month-long fast. So
it
has
been.
So Eid is the end of Ramadan. Yes.
Yes, and it's Eid Mubarak. I was asking my good friend across the road, what do we say? Because we say Merry Christmas. Other people say Happy Easter. I don't know what other people say. I don't know what the Jewish people say, but I don't know what the Chinese people say. But I asked my friend, Amit on the other side. I said, "What do you guys say?" When I see you in town, I can't just see you in town and say, "You're all right, mate." You can't do that. So what do I say? Do I say Happy Eid or Happy Eid or something? And he said, no. All you say is, what did he say?
Eid Mubarak. Yes.
Yeah, Eid Mubarak.
Yes.
Eid Mubarak. And he said to me that the festival is Eid Fitr. Eid Fitr. And I
Yes.
said, okay, so I said to him, listen, it's Eid Mubarak then to you. And I wish you good luck and happy tidings. And he was he was quite impressed. I said, well, the more you teach me these things, the more I can share with you. Because the more I know, then again, the more I can share with you. So Eid Mubarak to everyone who celebrates who celebrates Ramadan, and congratulations for the 30-day fast that you guys had. And
40.
Sorry,
40 days. 40 days.
Oh,
40
days.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah, I may be wrong. Yeah, I might be wrong. Yeah, but yeah.
That's
Anyway.
that's
But it's a dedication. But of course, it's a lovely faith as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No, I've been corrected. Sorry. No. We have our learned person here. You were correct in the first place. I believe it's 30 days. So it's the
right.
Yes.
The producer is telling us something. Said it's 30 days.
Yes.
All right. Okay, Mr. Hamidi, thank you very much for that. We're going to take a dip in getting some music, come back and go straight into our conversation with our guest, Dr. Aderemi Banjoko. Yes, Dr. Aderemi Banjoko, getting ourselves ready to hear everything to do with Forex, going into Forex. We're going to sort of stretch our conversation today and, allow him to get into it, how to get into it, how to trade. He runs courses all over on his website on nextgenflx.com. It will come on the screen. So for those of you who want to know much about trading on Forex and everything that goes into it, how much do you need to start? Where do you go for the knowledge? How do you get coaching? Who comes in? What degree do you need to have to come through? What caused, what are the things that you can make you come into it? Listen, I'm talking too much. 17 minutes past 7. Mr. Hamidi, let's go in there, get some music, come back, and Dr. Aderemi Banjoko from www.nextgenflx.com joins us. Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Simone and Kojo on Fantastic Mornings, 7 to 8 a.m. Join the conversation on air at fantasticradio.co.uk.
Dice, yo conocí una linda persona el otro día en la capital. Caímos bien a primera vista, de esas cosas que suelen pasar. Y conversamos un largo rato sobre su vida y cositas más.
Ode to Boobs by Pip Bishop. Dear Boobs, this heartfelt apology goes out to you all for moaning you're too big or moaning you're too small, for wishing you didn't hang like puppies in sacks or just disappear when we lie on our backs, for squashing you flat with a minimizing cup or those torture bras that push you right up. Why is it always your bad points we mention, like your inverted nips or your water retention? Why don't we love you as much as our men, or the babies that love you all over again? Maybe we're scared to show you we care, in case one day you're simply not there. Make it up to your boobs with some breakthrough breast cancer TLC. Touch, look and check. To find out more during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, visit breakthrough.org.uk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moulin Rouge.
Where's all my soul sisters? Let me hear your flow, sisters.
Hey, sister, go, sister, soul, sister, flow, sister.
Oh.
Sister, go, sister, go. He met Mama Lot down in old Moulin Rouge, strutting her stuff on the street. She said, hello, hey, Joe.
Very good morning. Good morning. 19 minutes past 7. Still on the fantastic morning. I am Bonti Amwako. And who do I have on the other side of the radio?
Simone and Kojo. Hi.
Simone and Kojo. You can follow Simone and Kojo on Twitter at Uncle Simone, or you can get in touch with Simone and Kojo at Simone@fantasticradio.co.uk. Simone@fantasticradio.co.uk. Or you can connect with me, get in touch with me on Twitter at Bonti Amwako, BONTIAMOAKO, or Bonti@fantasticradio.co.uk. Sina is ready. Dr. Banjoko is ready. I am ready. Simone is ready. We're going to hit in, have a conversation. Dr. Banjoko is just round the corner. Good morning to you, Dr. Banjoko.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Dr. Banjoko?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to be here and good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
I can see you guys. You guys have had your coffee and you're ready to go.
I think you must have had I don't know, what's the really strong one that you can have?
Yeah,
Americano or something. I don't know. Is that little shots? I think.
I hope it's Rwandan coffee though.
There you go.
We're not talking about the Rwandan coffee. We'll come to that, and some of the work you do with the farm that you do, and other things that you do with Solace Ministries. But we would want to start the conversation to find out, how are you doing, Dr. Banjoko?
I'm doing great.
Right. How have you been
living my best life
with the whole coronavirus and everything? How are you? How have you been?
Funny enough, it's been great for me because most of what I do is online anyway. So
yes,
and the stock market has been great for me too. There's been easy pickings on the stock market with the crowd.
Right.
So it's just been great. I mean, I hate to say that, but yes, it's been great.
Wonderful. It's good to see you. Dr. Banjoko, you started as a I struggle with the word. Help me pronounce it.
I can't. I'm just as bad.
Obstetrician and gynecologist. Obstetrician and gynecologist.
Oh, there's another word. There's another word that I read on your website. Is it optometrics?
Obstetrics.
And
the profession is obstetrics, and then they call you an obstetrician. So you're an obstetrician practicing obstetrics.
Learning.
So it's like gynecology. So the profession is gynecology, and you're a gynecologist. But the profession is done. You do both of them. So you're usually an obstetrician and a gynecologist.
Wonderful. Thank you. But what led you into lecturing in the business school and now moved into Forex? Talk to us about that.
It all happened organically, really. It wasn't planned because I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit right from university.
Right.
So even when I started practicing medicine, I started practicing medicine in the UK in 1993.
Okay.
And at the time, my plan from day one was not to retire as a doctor. My plan was to retire before I was 55. And I'm 51.
You're 55 now? Wow.
No.
Much younger.
I'm 51 now, actually. I'm 51.
Oh, wow.
And I quit medicine 9 years ago. I quit my profession 9 years ago. So yes, I wasn't really always going to be a doctor. Although I enjoyed the profession, I had a great time. But I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. So right from day one, I was always into entrepreneurship, heavily into real estate. I then got involved in the financial markets in around 1998, 1999.
Right.
So I've always been in the markets, real estate, in business. And I think, like I said, it happened organically because I also have a passion for helping people and educating people. So I used to do seminars in churches in UK to groups. I just talk to them. It wasn't planned. People just knew. Friends of mine knew what I was doing. They'll say, come and speak to my group, come and speak to my church. And I just did it organically. It wasn't planned. And I think one of the churches I went to, at the seminar I was speaking, there was someone from the CAS Business School there who loved what I was saying. I said, oh, please, can you come and speak to our students at CAS Business School about alternative investment management? So all these things were not planned. It just happened organically.
Wonderful. So Forex, again, it's understand it's pretty much something that pretty much excludes the banks and corporations. It's a way of generating money. But how would you demystify Forex for a layperson, really? How's it How do you demystify the financial services industry and break down how Forex is a sustainable investment for people as a concept?
Okay, I'll give you a 1 minute history, which will really breaks it all down for you. In 1994, obviously towards the end of the Second World War, the whole financial system had collapsed because of the World War, obviously, and the devastation of the World War. So in about July 1994, about delegates from our 44 countries gathered in the United States in Bretton Woods in Hampshire. That's why it's actually called the Bretton Woods Agreement. So they all got together under the United Nations Monetary International Committee, came to an agreement, and during that meeting, US was dominant then. The US dollar was pegged to gold, and all other currencies were pegged to the dollar. So there was no movement in the currency market because dollar was pegged to gold and all currencies were pegged to dollar. So there was no movement. So there was nothing to speculate on. Everything was just steady. But good old tricky Dick, Richard Nixon, in the early 1970s, the US president then in the early 1970s, he removed US from gold. He removed that peg between US and gold. So once he did that, when US was no longer pegged to the gold, it was now free for all. So currencies, because now currencies it was now bound to the markets. It's now down to supply and demand. How many people want yen? How many people want euro? How many people want pounds? How many people want Swiss francs? How many people want dollar? So it was now just left to the market forces to determine supply and demand. So that's where the fluctuation between currencies sort of started. That today, just like we all know, for example, now with the dollar and the pound. So the how much pound you can get for a dollar changes. So that's what happened since the early 70s, where that changes happened. That the rates can change on a daily basis with different currencies. So that's basically what Forex trading is all about. So people now start speculating that okay, I think the value of dollar is going to go up now. Let me buy it now, and if it goes up, I sell it. Or I think the value of pound is going to drop. Let me sell it now and then profit from it falling in value. So that's really the basis of it. Is now people just speculating on this changes in prices.
Wonderful. And those that joined your organization, NextGen FLX, they get support and trained to do the same trades for themselves?
Yes, that's largely what we do, because I think what the misconception people have is they think it's easy. I think it's just a question of, because I think you mentioned it when you asked the initial question, because obviously in the early 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was only the big banks that got involved in the Forex trading market, because they're the ones that had access to money. And of course, computers were not available then.
Yes, yeah.
But with the advent of technology, computers, regulation, then now anyone can access this global financial markets and currency trading. So anyone can do it. Anyone can open a brokerage account online. There's so many online brokerage accounts. You don't even need money to open an account. You can open it for free. You can start trading from as little as £100. But that's the problem now. Most people just get involved without the education and they lose all their money because trading is high risk.
Right.
It's high risk. And that's what our courses really do, is just to teach people how to manage the risk, understand the reality of trading. It's not just buy, sell, and become a multi-millionaire overnight. No, that's not how it works.
Dr. Banjoko, the last thing you said really clicks a bell for me, and I would, Simone clearly have got a lot of questions for us to, sort of dialogue, but I want to find out, where does this psychology of making money tomorrow morning, this whole making money, I'm going to go into it, I'm going to make money tomorrow morning, and I'm going to be very, very rich. Where does that psychology come from? And How are you helping people shifting their psychology to understand that it takes time, it takes knowledge, it takes time to be tutored, it takes time to invest in yourself to be able to make that investment in self before you can come on there and really make some decent amount of money. Clearly, there's a lot of money there to be made, but where does that sense of get money quick scheme mindset come from? It's about the predecessors and the way people pitch the service. Because what I sort of picked up from you, or what I'm picking from you, and what I've read and what I've sort of watched you do online, and what other people have said to me, is that you tend to invest in the knowledge and the self, understanding you going into it, understand that it's not going to happen tomorrow morning. It will happen eventually, but you got to apply yourself. Help me and help our listeners to demystify this space where we think we can go in there and make money tomorrow morning and be millionaires and drive interesting cars and all that.
I think, unfortunately, human nature, we all have an element of greed. So we all have an element of greed in us. And that element of greed is what people pry on. People who are not, I have to use my words carefully, people who are not genuine, let's just put it that way.
Right.
So if I was a con artist and I was just a scam person, all I just wanted was to take money off you and I don't care what happens to you,
right?
I can play to your sense of greed and promise you the world. And that's unfortunately the bad thing that people have had. There's a lot of adverts that people have seen. You can become a millionaire tomorrow in the stock market and trading and this and that. So they've had all this messaging and false information, thinking it's easy. They hear about people making money. They hear about this, and people market to them, giving them the impression that, you know, once you open a brokerage account, once you start forex trading or invest in the market, you become rich all of a sudden.
Right.
So that's unfortunately what I'm sort of fighting against, because, like you rightly said, knowledge is the key component. Once you have the knowledge, once you're well informed, then you can make wise decisions. But once you're ill-informed, then yes, you start to make terrible decisions. You start to believe the hype. So that's what I always emphasize in the courses that I run, is that, you know, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you want a get-rich-quick scheme, you're in the wrong place.
Right. Right.
Because
yeah,
again, I was going to say, if you look at everyone in life that you think who are successful, from Jeff Bezos, from Warren Buffett, you know, there's none of the rich and wealthy people in the world got rich overnight. So I don't know where people get this thing. So the reality is that when you look at people who are successful, it's not an overnight thing. From Richard Branson, anyone you can think about, they didn't do it overnight.
Now, I understand what you're saying also about not just being ill-informed, but also being over-emotional when you place trades. So I think that would play into play a bit. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, I've definitely got to act now, and all reasoning goes out the window, kind of thing. So understandably, you've got to understand self, like Kojo was saying, understand yourself and what your key triggers are, and try not to have too much emotion into play when you actually place these trades, and try and be a little bit more distant or distant from what you're actually doing, really, you know, and use the knowledge and the training.
I tell people this during my course, which is actually a funny thing I tell them, which is not what I should be telling people when you're running a course. But I always say to people, I mean, I'm not good with lying, and I always tell the truth, whether it's painful or not. So even during my courses, I tell people that, look, not everyone can be a trader. Trading is not for everybody. Right. So I tell people right from the start, right from the first session, that look, I number one, you need to understand the difference between trading and investing. That's the first thing. Trading and investing are completely different things. Two separate concepts.
Can you please go into that? Sort of break it down with a trading and an investment thing. Can you go into that, zoom into that for us, please?
Yes, that's a very quick thing. Trading is short term.
Right.
So as a trader, you're looking to make profits within a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, short term. That's trading. And then investing, you're looking at long-term gains.
Right.
Where will the market be in 3, 5, 10 years' time? So when you're a trader, you're thinking short-term, in and out of the market quickly. As an investor, you're thinking long-term. You're not bothered about the ups and downs of the market. because you're thinking long term. Now, this is the key. Forex trading, cryptocurrencies, all of that, they all come under trading. Even you can trade the stock market too on a daily basis. That's where day trading comes in. But what people don't realize is that trading is high risk. High risk meaning you have a high chance of losing money. And what people don't realize, once you're trading, using that word trading, it's high risk. It doesn't matter what you're trading, whether it's cryptocurrencies, Forex, stock market. Once you're trading on a daily basis and you're jumping in and out of the market, it's high risk. And 60% of your trades will be losing trades.
Right.
That's 60% of your trades will be losing trades. So you're only successful 40% of the time. So if you do not understand money management, and like Simone correctly said, the psychology of trading, you're gonna get wiped out.
Right.
So I would say everyone from the time you're born to the time you die in your late 90s, I strongly believe everyone should be an investor.
Right.
Everyone from the age of 0 to the age of 100 should be investing long term, because that's how you create generational wealth. But not everyone should be trading.
Right.
But explains your organization, Next Gen FLX. Do you have a range of different customers or members that come to you, different age group ranges? So like you said, from 0 to 90, whatever, do you actually...
No, I don't think I've had anyone at 90 years old.
Oh, you never know. Sometimes you get somebody in their late 70s.
You never know.
Financial cushion. So that can sometimes happen as well. Sometimes you got somebody in their late 70s, perhaps wanted to try something new.
Oh, no, they're welcome. But I'm just saying that so far, I haven't had anyone in their 90s yet. I have people in obviously their 50s.
Wonderful.
I've had teenagers. So yeah, I've had people who are teenagers, from teenage years to late 50s. But I don't think I've had anyone, because the course is interactive, and we also have a practical session, and we have an online community to mentor them afterwards. So I get to know most of them.
Right. That's wonderful that there is ongoing support really for this. Like you said, there are some unscrupulous kind of organizations that would just sort of take your membership and then leave you kind of to sink or swim. But you've got continuous
I promise you the world.
Right.
I promise you the world.
Right. Yeah. I was going to ask that same question as Simone has asked about people signing up and they leave you to yourself, and you have to go sort yourself out, and they refer you to some books that you got to go and read. But you talk about support. We're going to go for a break. Soon as we come back, I'd love you to talk to us about how one signs up into your courses, what goes into it, what are the processes. I decide to now be part of the nextgenflx.com. Get to know what Dr. Aderemi, because I'm used to Adeyemi, right? I'm used to Adeyemi, so I sort of
just call me
Aderemi.
Yeah, just call me Remy. People just call me
Remy. I'll call you Dr. Remy. I'll call you Dr. Remy, right?
Ex-doctor. I've quit practicing, so it's ex-doctor. So just Remy,
Right. So Remy, our guest, Aderemi Banjoko from Next Gen FLX, having a conversation with us, sharing with myself and Simone of Forex, what goes into it, how to start, what to go, and how to come through. But he talks very much about the psychology of money and making sure that the psychology is right, not coming in there understanding or thinking you're going to make money out of it tomorrow morning, or some quick scheme game. He is there, and his team is there to hold your hands through the whole process to do what they do best. For more information, you can go on their website, NextGen, as in NEXTGEN FLX. I would love to find out what the F and what the L and what the X is all about when we come back. Let's go, Mr. Hamidi. Let's get some music, and after that, Dr. Aderemi Banjoko, share with us.
Simone and Kojo, serving you music, sharing stories with you here on Fantastic Mornings. Fantastic Radio UK, home of possibilities.
Keep on, keep that same old feeling.
Ah, Mr. Pilkington, and how are we today?
Yeah, I'm all right, Doctor. Yeah, I've just come for my checkup.
Okay, then pop your pants off.
What?
Just pop your pants off.
Well,
And,
why have I got to take my pants off?
well, because I have to pop my finger up your to check your prostate gland.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I am worried about it because prostate cancer kills 10,000 men every year in Britain.
Well, you can check that out if I get any symptoms.
Well, there aren't always symptoms, and symptoms do vary from man to man. So the best way to check it out is I just pop my finger up there
I'm really not
and have a
happy with this.
feel.
Just
Don't worry about it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
No.
I don't know why he was worried. You probably saved his life there.
Does he have to be here?
He's just a mate. Don't worry about him. He's just watching me at work.
For more information, visit the Prostate Cancer Charity website. Real men know all about it.
You can now listen to us on the go by downloading the Fantastic Radio UK app on all app stores. Do a search now for Fantastic Radio UK.
Of course, for those of you who are listening, you could do a search, go on the app stores, you can download our app, find out what we're doing on there. You could download our website, our app there on the app stores. Get in touch with us. If at any point we can be of service to you, please do that. And again, don't forget, we are also celebrating Eid Mubarak with our Muslim brothers and sisters across the world, and you can also support other charities that is working to support the Muslim charities across the world. Also sending wishes and greetings to every Muslim person who is celebrating the festive period. Dr. Aderemi Banjoko, we are back, and we were talking about signing up to the courses that you run. What are the processes? How does one start, and how does one sign up to the Forex training, please?
It's quite straightforward, actually. Funny enough, we started the current courses last week, so we're currently doing the course at the moment. I mean, obviously, it's too late to join. It's too late to join this one. We've already started. And again, we do a Forex course and then an investing course because, like I said, they're different. But if you want to find out when the next one will be coming up, you can either go to our website, nextgenflx.com, or you can go to our Instagram page, which is also at nextgenflx. Our Instagram page, you go to the bio link, and you can sort of register to be notified when the next dates have been fixed. Right.
I would want us to stay with the Forex thing for a while. Then we go to the work you do in Rwanda. Very impressive work you're doing with solaceministries.org in Rwanda. I love you to sort of go into that, but I want us to sort of go back into Forex and what really goes into it. If I decide to sign up tomorrow morning, or Simone decides to sign up tomorrow morning, how much does she specifically need to start? Where does she start from? Because when you hear Forex, sometimes it can also be a bit intimidating. The first time I heard it, I felt these are big English words. Some of Dr. Banjoko, for those of us who are not that quite strong with maths in school, right? When you hear words like Forex and all these economic terms, you sit in there thinking, oh my God, I've got to have a first degree in maths. I've got to have some kind of PhD philosophy, some kind of physics. So sometimes these things can be quite intimidating. How does one start physically tomorrow morning or after this conversation? Where does one start? Talk to us about that, Dr. Banjoko.
Obviously, you need education first. That's crucial. Otherwise, you lose all your money. I can guarantee you that you'll lose all your money. But again, you don't need. In fact, that is actually why I always use myself as an example, because like you, my background is medicine. I didn't do an MBA. I didn't go to finance school. I didn't do accounting. I'm not very good at maths. I always have to use a calculator to do simple maths. So I always use myself. Exactly. So I always use myself as an example to people that I had to learn all these terms. And I always tell them that the irony of life is that someone like myself who's never been to a finance school, done an MBA, I didn't do anything to do with the markets. I self-taught myself with my medicine background. I ended up then being a guest lecturer teaching undergraduates and postgraduates about the financial markets. So I always say, if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right.
So yeah, you don't need to have a PhD. You just have to. And again, this is actually why I wrote the courses too, which I've been doing for over 18 years now. Is because because of my experience, I want to show people that it's not as fancy and complicated as the news and people make it out to be. It's really not. But you do need to understand some basic principles about the market, about trading. You ask a good question. What do you start with? I always advise people to start with £500 because
how much again?
£500.
£500. Okay.
Because most people again get into trading not understanding the reality of trading. Right. So by the time you've wiped yourself out with £500, you understand what I mean, and then you can ask yourself the question: okay, is this really for me or not? Right. So, number one, the cost is £300 per person. So the cost is £300. But if you open up, like I say, if you open a brokerage account, you can open them. There's so many online regulated brokerage accounts, especially in the UK. So you're spoiled for choice. So once you open a brokerage account, I always advise people to please start with £500. Learn how to trade with £500. Learn the reality of trading. Money management is crucial. In fact, the 3 M's I teach in the course that makes you a successful trader, the 3 M's are mind, money management, and method. And that's the key to success as a trader. Mind meaning trading psychology. You need to understand trading psychology. You need to understand how to control your greed, your fear, your chaotic lifestyle. You have to learn how to manage your time around the markets. The market is not going to manage its time around you. So you need to understand trading psychology, which is the first M of mind. You need to understand money management, because like I said, you're going to have more losing trades than successful trades. 60% of your trades will be failure trades. You'll be losing money 60% of the time, but you can still make a lot of money on a 40% success rate. But you're going to learn money management, and then you have to have a method of how you enter and exit the market. So with that knowledge, you can then trade the market safely and successfully. But yes, if you don't have that knowledge, you're going to get wiped out.
Right. Before you know about the wiping out, how important it is for a person trading the forex, understanding how news shapes the financial market. So then would you recommend that person reads the Financial Times, the financial sections? What are some of the things that you would expect a person to be reading, watching all sorts of financial televisions to be able to understand? I have to also say this, Dr. Banjoko, those media platforms, they can be quite daunting, when you start reading all those percentages and all those details. You're sitting there thinking, oh my God, what are they talking about? So what would you recommend?
80% of that is rubbish. So 80% of all the
I didn't say it.
I can say it because I've got over 20 years in the financial markets. Because again, this is actually why education is important. Because you need to know what to look for, what to check, and what to ignore. There's a lot of noise out there. Because don't forget, the news media and the financial websites and the news website, they have a different objective. Their objective is to churn out information every minute, sensationalize it, get ratings, get eyeballs. That's their own aim. They're not there to educate you. So if you're not careful and you go up with their nonsense, like I said, what they're saying on a day-to-day basis, you get led astray. So that's why I said 80%, even more than 80% of what goes on is just noise. But again, this is where education comes in, because once you are educated and you understand the important news to check for, the important things to check for, all of a sudden you just ignore the noise and the other things. And again, this is what we teach in the course. For example, like you said, we'll talk about that shortly. I trade on a daily basis, I invest, but most of the time I'm in the communities, I'm in the villages. I'm not stuck in front of my computer looking at screens and checking the news, because I know what to check, I know what to ignore, and I can live my life without being glued to my screen or glued to the news. So yeah, it again comes down to education and knowledge and knowing what to do.
Okay, we were going to speak about your charity shortly, but I just want to quickly ask you, you've just spoken, of course, about the currency trading and pairing and the dominance initially of the US dollar, which kind of impeded anyone being able to trade back, from way back. And that was going back to like the Bretton agreement, Bretton Woods agreement from way back. But I just want to also ask about new sort of trading, which is crypto, Bitcoins, those kind of things. Is that something that you cover in your course? Is that another area?
No, I don't cover that because I don't trade cryptocurrencies. So I only teach what I trade. So because again, I will teach people from experience. So I don't teach cryptocurrencies, but I do advise people that the principles of how you trade Forex is the same principles of how you trade anything. So it doesn't matter what, like I said earlier, it doesn't matter whether you're trading cryptocurrencies, trading the stock market, trading commodities, trading the bond market, anything you're trading, the principles still apply of your mind, money management, and method. Because as you can see with cryptocurrencies, you know, the prices go up and down on a daily basis. It's all over the place. Recently, Elon Musk, when he announced that they're not going to accept Bitcoin to buy Tesla cars,
I saw that this morning. Yes.
Yeah, the value of cryptocurrencies dropped like 30%.
Yeah.
So, but again, this up and down you see in the cryptocurrencies happens in the Forex market. It happens in the stock market. So as a trader, if you understand the principles of trading and how to manage the risk and know that this is a high risk area you're going into and how to manage it, then it doesn't matter what you trade, whether it's cryptocurrencies or, but I think, again, it goes back to, I'm sorry to say it, but I can't help being frank, but it goes back to, again, what I said about people and that greedy element. Because people, once they hear, oh, there people are making money in cryptocurrency, everybody just wants to go there and think it's just, you know, you're just going to get rich overnight. Because I've heard a lot of people who've made a lot of money in cryptocurrencies. So they just jump in blindly and they lose all their money. So it's always the case. And again, it goes back to that lack of knowledge. But yes, I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Dr. Banjoko, you talked about the mind, and you talked about money management. And I would love you to sort of stay with us and, you know, talk of the method, right? You talked about of the 3 M's. You talked about the mind, you talked about the money management, and you stayed with the method. We're going to go get a bit of music, get some kind of in-between stories. Then when we come back, I'd love you to stay with the method. What are the methods that goes into it? And when a person signs up to Next Gen FLX, what do they do with the method? How do you build that process with them for them to know, okay, right, I'm now joined, I've got my 500, I paid membership, and I'm part of the training now. What do I do? You know, how do I join the network? Do you point me to some Facebook groups? Do you have a section where beginners comes in? For instance, if I join tomorrow morning and I get my 500 and I start, what happens? Do I get an email? Who goes into it? Somebody calls me. What goes into the process? So you talk to us about the method that you guys, the method with the whole Forex thing. But you talk to us about the method when we pay the £500. How do we get the service delivered? Mr. Hamidi, let's get some music. Dr. Banjoko will be back with Next Generation. Oh, did I say Next Generation? Next Gen FLX. We'll be right back very, very soon.
Simone and Kojo on Fantastic Mornings, 7 to 8 a.m. Join the conversation at fantasticradio.co.uk.
Story. Once upon a time, Shagun come from Lagos. Every girl they show love to. You go promise to buy them a new Porsche. When time don't reach, you go take off.
Ode to Boobs by Pip Bishop. Dear Boobs, this heartfelt apology goes out to you all for moaning you're too big or moaning you're too small, for wishing you didn't hang like puppies in sacks or just disappear when we lie on our backs, for squashing you flat with a minimizing cup or those torture bras that push you right up. Why is it always your bad points we mention? Like your inverted nips or your water retention? Why don't we love you as much as our men? Or the babies that love you all over again? Maybe we're scared to show you we care. In case, one day, you're simply not there.
Make it up to your boobs with some breakthrough breast cancer TLC. Touch, look and check. To find out more during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, visit breakthrough.org.uk.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the Fantastic Mornings. My name is Kojo, Bonti Amwako, and Simone and Kojo on your radio on Friday morning, Friday the 14th of May 2021. Our special guest, Dr. Aderemi Banjoko of Next Gen FLX. For those of you who want to get in touch with him, please, you could go to www.nextgenflx.com. I've seen community.com. So am I correct? What's the
No. I'll talk about that when we talk about the method.
Talk to me about the method. Let's go straight into it, sir.
Yeah. So with the method, you have to basically the bottom line as a trader. The bottom line, what it all boils down to is where do I get into the market and where do I get out of the market? That's the bottom line. So where do I enter to buy and where do I enter to sell? So where do I get in? Where do I get out? And that's your method. So you need to understand trading strategies. So what are the things you're going to consider before you click the button to buy or sell in the market? And when you're in the market, what's going to trigger you to get out of the market, either to get your profit or to cut your losses? So that's where the method comes in, the trading strategy comes in, of how to learn how to analyze the market, how to analyze charts, how to decide when to trade, when not to trade. In fact, one of the things I teach a lot is when not to trade, but there are certain times you should not be trading at all.
Right.
So for example, a quick example, there's so many, but a quick example is that if there's a public holiday in the USA or the UK, you should not be trading any market during those days. So these are some things you'll learn: when to trade, when not to trade, and then when you do want to trade, the strategy. Of course, it's difficult to explain the strategy in this forum, but that's what we teach. We teach you specific ways how you can begin to analyze and understand the market and understand where you're going to get in and get out. In fact, the last session of the course is actually a practical session, because the vast majority of people that come into the course have never traded before. So they go from being novices at the beginning, and at the end, after 5 weeks, they're actually presenting a market and trading. So they actually start trading by the end of the week. So I think what I do, I don't teach you how to depend on me. I teach you how to make your decisions yourself. So that's not the key. So, the key is for you to understand what to do yourself. But like I said, at the end of the course, we do have, that's where the nextgenflxcommunity.com comes in. So this is only for people who've been on the course. So don't join if you've not been on the course, because you won't understand what we're saying. It's a membership course. It's a membership platform, and you have to pay to be a member. So don't join it if you haven't been on the course, because you get on there and we'll be speaking language you don't understand. Obviously, people who've been on the course know exactly what I'm saying. So at the end of the course, people who've been on the investing course and the trading course get onto this platform. They have a month free subscription. So at least for a month, they don't have to pay anything, while they can get some more mentorship for a month after the course. So during that, when you're on the platform, I post my trades on a daily basis on the platform. People check my trades. They can ask me questions. I have a live trading session every Tuesday morning and every Wednesday afternoon. So every Tuesday, because we also have delegates from the States and Canada on the platform too, because I do courses in North America too. So people from North America, UK, Nigeria are all the platform. We actually have some Ghanaians. We have some Ghanaians too.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, so that's the way it goes. So you first get the knowledge in the course. The course ends with a practical session both for the investing and the forex trading, where you start applying what you've learned, and then you now know what to do on your own. And then you have the 4 weeks free membership on the platform, where you can ask me questions, where you can join the live sessions on the Tuesday morning or the Wednesday afternoon. And even for the investing, I have a question and answer session once a month. But every day I post information about the stock market, about trading, and you can ask questions, and it comes with an app too. So you can also access that platform via the website or via the app. And that's where you mentor people. But like I say, it's really for people who've been on the course.
If you want to get on Dr. Banjoko's platform, please go to his website, and please go to the website. It's nextgenflx.com, nextgenflx.com. Dr. Banjoko will be there. Or for those of you who wants to join the community, you can go jump community and get to know. Listen, before we go, Simone would not be kind and nice to me unless you wrap up telling us what Solace Ministries is all about the work you do in Rwanda. Wrap it up. Tell us what it is in a jiffy. People should go on solaceministries.org, get to know the charity work you do in Rwanda. Please briefly tell us what you do in Rwanda. Otherwise, Simone would not let me go.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, quickly, just answer the question you asked before. Next Gen FLX means, you actually said it yourself, next generation financial literacy.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
what is Solace Ministry, sir?
So Solace Ministry was a charity that was founded in 1995 by a Rwandan, a year after the genocide. You know, there was a genocide in Rwanda in 1994. So this guy in Rwanda, he founded the charity in 1995 to support orphans and widows in Rwanda. I met them in August 2006.
Right.
When I went to Rwanda for the first time. I met them in 2006. And I was very impressed with the holistic approach they have to the charity work. So number one, it was Rwandans helping Rwandans. So it was a Rwandan charity staffed by Rwandans helping Rwandans. So I love that. And the fact that it wasn't a question of just throwing rice at people and all that silly stuff. What they do is that they send the kids to school sponsorship. We do income generating programs to empower the women to fend for themselves. We have counseling sessions. We have community support programs. We build homes for them. So it's really developing the family, the individual, the community. And I just love that about them. So since August 2006, when I got back from that trip to Rwanda, I registered the charity in the UK as Solace Ministries UK. So it's a registered charity in the UK with the aim of raising awareness and raising funds to fund the programs and the projects in Rwanda. So we now have about 54 communities scattered across the country. And that's what we do. We just try and improve people's lives. Like I said, from school sponsorship, income generating programs, healthcare, which is where we're now building the 40-bed hospital to serve a population of 50,000 people. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what Solace Ministries is all about.
That is amazing. It's great to hear that you've not just also given funding and also building regeneration projects, but also you're allowing people to be self-sustainable, so they can actually continue, the next generation of support for families. So that's amazing work, and it's wonderful that you're actually focusing on women in particular as well. Sort of the backbone of families mostly. That was just bringing up the young ones. So thank you very much indeed for all you've shared today. We've really enjoyed that. It's been very informative and enlightening, really, because there's some things we might think we understand, but the whole Forex thing is very complex. But again, to have somebody as learned as you and experience, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me over, and it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Guys, you've been wonderful. I've enjoyed it. Dr. Banjoko, you could go to his website and follow, get to know him. Next week, Monday, we come again. Simone and Kojo on your radio on Fantastic Morning. Simone, have a wonderful and a pleasant and a fantastic weekend. Mr. Hamidi, thank you very much, and have a wonderful and a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye for now, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Simone and Kojo on Fantastic Mornings. 7 to 8 a.m. Join the conversation at on air at fantasticradio.co.uk.